What's up, everybody? Andrew here with the Medellin Buzz. In this video, I'm going to go over the steps to buying a property in Medellin. Make sure to stay till the end of this video because I'm going to go over the biggest piece of advice that can save you a lot of money and, of course, save you your sanity. The first step is to figure out your money situation. In Colombia, you're not going to be able to get a loan for a property if you are a foreigner with no local ID, no local credit, no local bank account, and no way to verify your income. Figure out where you're getting your money from. Are you selling a property in the United States and bringing that cash over here? Are you pulling a home equity line of credit out of a property? Are you selling a business? What's going on? Figure that part out before you even come down here to look at apartments. Otherwise, you're just going to waste your time. Step number 2 is another step that you can do without even being in Colombia. As a foreigner, it's hard to open up a bank account without a local ID. You can do it. There are banks that will open up bank accounts with just a tax ID number, and that tax ID number is called an RUT. So you can do that when you get to Colombia, but if you don't want to go through that route, you can actually set up a brokerage account with a Colombian brokerage firm. The two most popular ones are called Alianza and Acciones y Valores. You could go to their website, get on WhatsApp with them, schedule a call with someone that speaks English, and set up your brokerage account. And you can set it up months, even a year before you're going to buy your property. It's better to have that set up before you even look at properties, because then if you need to move fast, you have your brokerage account set up so you can bring your money into Colombia and then pay the seller quickly. Step number 3 is to start to look for properties. And again, this is another step that you can do without even being in the country. You can start Googling keywords like apartamentos en venta en Medellin and look at real estate company websites to see what they have in their inventory. But don't just start scrolling. The best thing that you can do is to actually contact someone within that company. Get them on WhatsApp. Again, WhatsApp is the best way to do business in Colombia. It's better than email and better than phone calls. Message them and say, hey, I'm looking to buy a property in Medellin. Tell me what you have in the area that you're looking for. Give them your criteria, like the square footage, the neighborhood that you want to be in. Do you want a view? Do you want a big patio, etc.? These people will start sending you links to the properties that are available. And from there, you're going to make a spreadsheet with the purchase price, square meter, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what neighborhood it's in, what floor it's on, and how old the building is. And that's how you do comps in Colombia. There is no MLS or websites like Zillow or Redfin where you can see previously sold properties. You're going to have to look at between 20 to 50 properties if you're really looking to optimize your budget. And just because you speak to one real estate agent doesn't mean that you're going to go into business with that real estate agent. In Colombia, there is no licensing for real estate agents. Anybody can be a real estate agent or earn a commission on a real estate sale. So you're not tied to just one person, which is the great part. The bad part is that a lot of these people are not professional. There is no code of conduct or ethics. So a lot of them will treat you kind of like a used car salesman would treat you, trying to get as much money from you as possible because they'll make 1.5% or 3% max. My biggest advice when looking for property is not to just work with a real estate agent, but hire a personal assistant. Remember, the cost of living is low in Colombia. That means that the cost of labor is low here. You can get a bilingual assistant that can help you manage this spreadsheet and help you do the comps and organize the viewings once you actually get to Colombia, and maybe even go look at properties for you and do videos if you're not in the country for a very low price. For example, you can get someone to work for you part-time for about 80 hours a month for about $800. That person can be bilingual. That person can be organized. That person might even know more about the real estate market than you do. And of course, they'll probably know more about the culture. So they'll be able to help you not only just in organizing things, but understanding a lot of things as well, and maybe even help you translate some of the stuff that you don't understand. So now you're looking at properties, whether you're in Colombia or not, whether it's multiple real estate agents or a personal assistant or all of the above, you have help. Once you've gotten to Colombia and you've looked at properties and you've figured out which one it is that you want to buy, you need to have a real estate attorney. And a lot of people will say that this is your first step, but I'm making this video for those of you that may not be here right now in Colombia. So you can start looking for a real estate attorney, but you really don't need to get someone on your team yet because you're not doing any sort of formal research. But once you get to the step where you've seen the property that you like and you want to make an offer, that's when you should have a real estate attorney here in Colombia. That real estate attorney will help you do the title analysis on the property to make sure that the title is clean, that there are no liens, that there was no dirty transactions in the past, etc. So you've got your eyes set on a property, you've got your real estate attorney, you've got the real estate agent and or your PA helping you. You've made a verbal offer either via WhatsApp or via your real estate agent to their real estate agent or directly to the seller, and they like your offer. So what's the step after that? The next thing that you need to work on is the promise to purchase agreement. And this is a formal document that your real estate attorney is going to help you create that will outline the whole deal. And it gives you some security that the owner is not going to turn around and sell it to somebody else, because there should be a penalty stipulated in case they do that, right? Once that promise is signed by both parties, the next step is the purchase agreement. Some people use that same document as a purchase agreement, but the purchase agreement can be a separate document with more stipulations. Obviously, you need to consult your real estate attorney about this. That's why that person plays a key role in your purchasing of a property here. The step after that is to start transferring money over to the seller. There is no escrow in Colombia. That's why you need a local bank account or a brokerage account that you can send money to so that you can send money to the seller. One of the things that I always advise people not to do is to send money from your US account or your account overseas directly to a seller, because apart from getting a clean title, the next important thing is to register your investment with the national bank. And your real estate attorney will help you with that, but you have to control the transfer of the money by having control of an account here that's going to be sending that money to the seller. Once the money has been transferred and you are adhering to the steps that the purchase agreement stipulates, the next step is to sign the deed. Again, that's another document that your real estate attorney will help you draw up. After that, you get the title transferred over to you. That could take a couple of weeks, but you're pretty much done. Now you have your property, so it's time to remodel it, furnish it, decorate it, and enjoy it. And that brings me to the most important thing that I've learned in the 13 years I've been here in Colombia in regards to purchasing property, and it's twofold. Number one is never show your cards in a negotiation. Not to your real estate attorney, not to your real estate agent, not even to your personal assistant, and of course, never to the seller. And it's not because people are going to kidnap you or extort you or whatever. Don't get that out of your head. It's because people can be unscrupulous here when it comes to money. They will milk you for everything. If you tell your real estate agent that you have $300,000 to buy a penthouse in Medellin, guess what you're going to buy? A $300,000 plus house in Medellin. Now, if your budget's $300,000, but you want to look for an amazing deal, never let anybody know what your budget is and tell them, nope, that's too expensive, even if it's within your budget. Remember, they're making a commission and you're not tied to one real estate agent, so make them work for that money. The next big piece of advice is to plan ahead and be patient. Remember how I said that there's no real estate agent licensing in Colombia? That means that you have to be super patient with these people because a lot of them are not going to be professional. Some of them are not going to respond to your messages. Some of them will not show up to meetings. Furthermore, opening accounts like bank accounts, the brokerage firm, dealing with anything that has to do with paperwork is going to take time. It's not like the United States or other countries where things happen quickly. We've helped clients in the Medellin Masterclass buy a property within a month, but that's an anomaly. That's somebody that's taken our class and followed it step by step and had everything ready by the time they got here and had all of the time in the world while they were down here for that month to look at property, to deal with real estate agents, to deal with the personal assistant, to deal with the brokerage firm, to deal with the real estate attorney and the paperwork needed to make the deal happen. If you don't have all of that, be prepared for a few months to close a property. So patience is the key, but also be firm. Remember, a real estate agent is working for your commission. If they miss a meeting or they're not responding to you, go out there and look for more. That's why with our Medellin Masterclass students, we give them a list of real estate agents and real estate companies. So be firm. Don't be afraid to say, nope, I don't want to do business with you anymore, and move on. And finally, a little tidbit about Colombian culture. People here do not take criticism well, even if it's constructive criticism. A lot of people get offended. So sometimes it's just better to walk away, look for someone else to help you, than to get into an argument with someone, because you're never going to win that argument, because many Colombians don't take responsibility when they're in the wrong. I know, because I am Colombian. If you've been to Medellin, you understand why people want to come down here and live. Obviously, the weather is amazing, the people are awesome, the culture is great, and on top of that, the cost of living is very affordable. I first got here in 2010, and I remember that most of the people that were coming down here to buy a property were usually retirees that had a pension and some money saved up, and they were buying a property in Colombia and retiring here. But long gone are those days now. It's 13 years later, now we see families come down here, entrepreneurs that want to not only run their business down here and hire locals, but also enjoy an amazing lifestyle. Some people are coming down here and realizing that Colombia and Medellin in particular is a budding economy. Minimum wage continues to increase year after year. Unemployment rate has gone down since COVID, and more tourists come down here year after year. 2023 is going to hit another record in tourism, over 1.6 million tourists in 2023. So what does that do to the real estate market? Well, it makes Medellin very attractive to someone that wants to come out here and maybe live a couple of months and then rent it out on Airbnb. The Airbnb market has gone through the roof. My personal cap rates on my properties are between 11 and 20%. Obviously, if you're going to hand it off to a real estate company or a rental agency, you're going to make less. But if you're running them yourself and maybe building a little team around your investments, you can make a lot of money. The other thing to take into perspective is appreciation. Appreciation in Medellin has been over 6% in the last 10 years. And that's just an average. In pockets of the most popular neighborhoods, you're going to see appreciation going above 10%, sometimes even 20%. So yeah, lifestyle and investment are the two major factors that we see with our Medellin Masterclass students. But as someone that lives in Medellin and plans to basically die here, I don't plan on selling my properties and turning them back into dollars. I believe that the Colombian economy is going to continue to grow and Medellin is going to continue to boom. So I'm going to keep my properties long term. I'm going to rent them out as long as I can. And if I have a chance to sell for a great profit in Colombian pesos, I'll just roll over that profit into a non-taxable investment, such as the Colombian version of an IRA or an investment fund. Furthermore, if you need to contact us about the Medellin Masterclass, click on the link to book a call.